Hello everyone, I am Dr. Vivek Kumar. In this lecture series on finite element method, so far we have discussed basic steps and procedures to apply direct method and variational approach for solving the 1D mechanical engineering problems. There is another method that is known as the weighted residual method, which is also used in the finite element simulation of mechanical systems. So in this lecture we will be using weighted residual method to solve some problems relevant to mechanical engineering. Similar to the variational approach, weighted residual method is also a provide approximate solution. But the advantage over here of using the weighted residual method is that it is provide solution to both linear and nonlinear partial differential equation. Another advantage is that we does not need to find any functional or integral which have to be maximized or minimized to obtain the solution. So in this weighted residual method, we will be using a family of trial functions to obtain the approximate solution of a particular problem. So any mechanical, or you can say the engineering phenomena, is generally expressed in the form of the partial differential equations defined over a particular domain. So this is the standard format of defining a partial differential equation. Here phi is the field variable, A is the set of differential operators that will be acting on the primary variables. This can be the first order derivative, second order derivative, up to the nth order derivative. It will depend upon the complexity into the problem. And the term on the right hand side, B, is generally constant. Here B is defined as the domain of the problem. For the 1D, we can simply define it in terms of independent variables, range of the independent variables. In case of the 2D, we can define the value of the V in terms of the area, and it is generally denoted by omega in case of 2D. In case of 3D, we generally specify the volume of the domain. Now there are another set of complementary equations which are associated with the partial differential equations. These are known as the boundary conditions. These boundary conditions will provide additional information to solve these equations. So here Bj is again the set of partial differential operators, or it can also be a constant. And Gj is the constant, and Ij is equal to 1 to n refers to the number of the boundary conditions that we will be using for solving this equation. Okay, so most of the partial differential equation does not generally exist in this form, that is differential operator into primary variable or the field variable equal to some constant. In some cases, both on the left side and the right side, we are getting some operators. These operators f and g are similar to that of the a operators. Again, they will be the higher order derivatives. Okay, so the first task in weighted residual method is to approximate the solution using certain constants and trial function. So the value, the approximation of this primary field variable will depend upon the number of the coefficient or number of the points you have selected in a particular engineering application, and the selection of this point again will depend upon the complexity in the problem. Now we will apply this approximate solution into the general form of the partial differential equation. Means whatever we have, whatever be the equation we have assumed for approximating the field variable, we will be substituting this value into the partial differential equation. So here we will be applying this solution into this equation. So as this solution is approximated, so by putting f of phi equal to g of phi with this phi bar, we will not be means the left hand side and the right hand side will not be equal. So we will be getting r value when we will be subtracting f with the g function. So this r is known as the residue. So we will be assuming a function of the r and multiplying it with certain weights, and then integrating this equation over the entire problem domain. So, and then we will be equating it to 0. the main objective of this task is to minimize the residue over the entire domain, or to minimize the error. As this value of the r approaches, as this integral approaches towards the 0, we will be getting a trial function or the approximate solution which will be closer to the exact solution. So based on how the values of the weights and this function or r is selected, we can categorize weighted residual method into 3 categories. First is the point collocation method, another is Clarkin method, and finally the least square method. Now the first method of the weighted residual method is point collocation method. So as the name suggests, we will be using certain points to define our approximate solution. So the number of the points correspond to the value of the n. Again, Ci are the constant and Fi are the trial functions. So in this case, we will be obtaining residue by substituting the value of the approximated field variable into the partial differential equation. In point collocation method, function of r is itself the value of the r, and the weight associated with this problem is generally defined using Dirac delta function. So one of the property of the Dirac delta function is that if the value of the x in the field domain approaches xj, then the value of the weight will be equal to 1. Means if we are approaching towards the point we have defined, then the value of the weight will be taken as 1. If the value of the x is not equal to xj, then weight will be simply equal to 0. Here j can correspond to 1 to n. Here n is the number of the point used in the collocation method. Now let us apply this method to solve a problem associated with the mechanical engineering. So here we need to find the solution of a partial differential equation which will be representing the deflection of a beam. So the differential equation is given. It is a second order partial differential equation based on the deflection, and the value of the x is lying between 0 to 1. So the boundary conditions are already specified in the problem, that is when x is equal to 0, the primary field variable which will be displacement is equal to 0, and at the value of x is equal to 1, again the displacement is equal to 0. Such type of the conditions are generally exist in a fixed beam. Again here the points, collocation points are also given, that is we need to examine the solution at x is equal to 1 by 4 and x is equal to 1 by 2. So based on this, based on the boundary condition given in the question and the collocation number of the collocation point, we can define the approximate solution as C1F1x plus C2F2x. So we are using C1 and C2. Two terms we are using for the coefficient because 2 points are given in the problem. And the values of these F1 and F2x, they are generally used to satisfy this boundary condition. Means as the displacement is 0 at both the extremes, that is at x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1. So putting x is equal to 0, we are getting approximated solution same as that of the exact solution, and at x is equal to 1, again we will be getting the displacement as 0. Now in order to completely find the approximate solution, we need to find the value of C1 and C2. Now as we have approximated the solution, now let us apply this solution into the partial differential equation. So when we substitute the value of the phi in the partial differential equation, we will be getting, theoretically we have to get 0. That will be the exact solution. But now we have approximated this solution, this will not be equal to 0. So we will be getting some values of this, some value of this function when we substitute phi of bar into this expression. So let us say this is r. So now we will be computing the value of the r by double differentiating this term, then simply adding this term and adding the rest of the term with x. Now at collocation point, first collocation point is 1 by 4. At x is equal to 1 by 4, we will substitute r equal to 0. So when we do this, we will get one set of the equation in which the unknowns will be C1 and C2. Again, the residue of the system will be set to 0 at another collocation point, that is at x is equal to 1 by 2. So again we will be solving this equation at x is equal to 1 by 2 and equating it to 0. Now we have get another linear algebraic equation having the coefficient C1 and C2. Now we will simultaneously solve these two linear equations and get the value of C1 and C2. Once we get the C1 and C2, we will put this value into approximated solution and we will obtain the approximated solution. The exact solution of this partial differential equation can be obtained directly by integrating this equation by using this boundary condition. So the exact solution is a function of sin x minus x, and the approximated solution will be like this. Now what you can do for the different values of the x, you can plot the graph for the tentative solution, and again you can on the same graph you can plot the function obtained by using the exact solution, so that you can compare these two solutions and check how they will converge with each other. So if they are not converging with respect to each other, then what we need to do, we need to increase the number of the collocation point. When we increase the number of the collocation point, then the additional terms will be added over here and our approximate solution will be approaching towards the exact solution. Subdomain collocation method is another variant of the point collocation method, or you can say the extension of point collocation method. Most of the things are same in the subdomain and point collocation methods, means that partial differential equation defined over the domain will be the same. Then how we will be approximating the primary field variable in terms of the coefficient and trial function, they will remain the same. Number of the collocating points remains the same. The method through which we find the residue will be the same. And in fact the function of residue is itself the residue, and the weights are defined in the similar manners. Only the difference occurs between the solution technique. In case of the point collocation method, we will obtain the value of the R residue at collocated points and equate this value to equal to 0 to obtain the set of linear algebraic equation. Then these linear algebraic equations will be solved to obtain the coefficient of the approximate solution. In case of the subdomain collocation method, we will be actually performing the integration of R multiplied by the weight over the solution domain as defined by the collocation point. So this technique will be better understandable by applying it to a solution to a numerical problem as we have solved for the point collocation method. So again we will be having the same differential equation which will be representing deflection of the beam. So this will be the partial differential equation. We will be using the same domain and the same boundary conditions as we have used in the point collocation method, and against the point collocation is same over here. As all the conditions are the same, therefore the approximated solution of the primary variable will also be the same as described over here. We are using the 2 point, so we will be getting the 2 coefficient. Now we will be finding the residue by substituting the value of the approximated solution into the partial differential equation. We will get the residue. Now we will be integrating this residue multiplied by the weights over the collocation domain. The first domain will be from 0 to first collocation point. So f of r is itself the residue, and weight at these collocation points will be equal to 1. So we will be simply integrating the residue over this domain. And once we will obtain this value after substituting the values of the x and equating it to 0, we will get the first algebraic equation. Now we will be switching the zone from 1 by 4 to 1 by 2. Again we will be integrating the residue and we will be getting the second equation. Now the simultaneous solution of these two equations will give these coefficients C1 and C2. And substituting the value of the C1 and C2 back into this expression, we will be getting the approximate solution. So now you can compare the solution by plotting the graph for uh, approximated primary variable obtained from the point collocation method, subdomain collocation method, and exact solution. The next method is weighted residual method using the Galerkin method or Galerkin approach. Here again we will be having the same type of the partial differential equation, same approximated solution, same residue. The only difference occurs between the weighted residue and R. Again this function of the residue will be itself the residue. However, the weights will differ as in the case of the subdomain collocation method. Now we will be using the trial functions of the approximated field variable as the weights. Now let us apply the Galerkin method into the same numerical problems we have discussed in the case of point collocation and subdomain collocation method. So here we are getting the same partial differential equation representing deflection of a beam, same boundary condition. So we will be getting the same approximated solution of the field variable. Residue will be obtained. Now the residue will be multiplied with the f1x, is the first trial function, and we will be performing the integration over the entire domain from 0 to 1. Once we will get the value of this f1 into R and integrated it over this solution domain, and we will equate it to 0, we will be getting the first linear algebraic equation. Now the solution domain will remain the same, but we will switch the function, means we will be using f2x, that is x square into 1 minus x. Then we will be multiplying it with the residue and performing the integration, and finally equating it to 0. So we have got these two equations. Again we will be simultaneously solving them, and we will get C1 and C2. So again we will be obtaining the solution of that particular problem by using the another method, that is Galerkin method. So your exercise has been extended. Now you have to compare 4 method: exact solution, Galerkin method, point collocation, and subdomain collocation method. And this is the final method, least square method of weighted residual methods. Now in this case the function of residue is given as the R square. R square is in fact the square of the error produced by using the approximated solution. Now we will not, in this method we will not equating it to 0, but we will be minimizing it. How we will be minimizing it? We will be differentiating this function with unknowns, and unknowns are the coefficient of the approximated field variable. Now let us apply this technique also to the same numerical problem. So rest of the things initially will remain the same, approximated solution and R. Now we will be squaring this function, then multiplying it with the weight again. Here we will be using 1, and then we will be performing the integration, and once we have obtained this expression for the integrand, we will be differentiating it with the first coefficient, and then we will be substituting it to 0. So this we will be getting the first algebraic equation. Now again the same integration has been performed for R square over the domain 0 to 1, and once the integration will complete, we will differentiate with another unknown, that is second coefficient of the trial function, and we will get another equation. Now these two equations will be solved simultaneously, and we will get the values of this coefficient, and this is the final approximated solution. Now you have, for the same numerical problems, we are getting the solution by using point, subdomain collocation, then the least square method, and another method is the weighted residual method. So you can compare them with the exact solution and determine which one will be the closest to fit the exact solution. So with this I end this session on the weighted residual methods of finite element solution. In the next video lecture we will be applying the finite element analysis method to analyze the planar trace problems.